Okay. Hey, everybody. We are live, and I don't know how well this is going to go. So, we'll just play it by ear, see how this goes, and then, I do have some plans in the future for the live streams. So, today we're going to be doing a landscape, and I have this. Board set up already to go with an idea in mind of what exactly I want to paint on it. Um, it's going to be a landscape, it's going to be uh, tonalistic, and we'll see how that goes. That's the kind of scary part about doing the live stream because this painting might not go well, and I don't know, if everybody's going to see that, and it's not like when you just do like a regular video and you do then if it doesn't turn out, I don't have to post it. So I guess I could delete this video later. I don't think that's something I'm going to do though. So we're just going to move ahead and continue with this. But yeah, one of the things that I want to do in the future is I'd like to have the live stream just for like I have an idea of doing just reproductions of some classics by the masters, and like I already have a painting started from Vermeer, the girl with the pearl earring. So I'm going to do that, and I would like to have more live streams with that kind of subject matter, painting the masterworks, and then showing not necessarily how they did it, but I would like to keep like the canvas size true to the same size as what the original is. The paints, I'll make sure that I have all the paints that are the same colors that the original masters used. So yeah, that's something I'd like to work on, and we'll see how that goes. We'll see what kind of reception that gets, and we'll just move ahead in that direction for the live streams anyway. But for today, we're just going to be doing the landscape painting that I have in mind. It's I looked at I like George Inness, so I have some George Inness landscapes in my head. So I have an idea as to how I would like to do this one. So I'm thinking in my mind, to have the trees like in this area here, an open sky in this area here, some sort of grass area, maybe a path. I don't know if I want to put some water in here. It's just just something I have in my head, and we'll go ahead and get started with that. So what I would like to do is I have these brushes, so I'll show you what kind of brushes I'm using here, and they are so I'll put them right here in front. It's a 4-inch brush, and it's called a chip brush. They are made in Indonesia. They did not cost a lot of money. Basically, I went to the hardware store, picked up a bunch of these. In fact, you see here, I have this 15 pack that I bought for $10. These are all 2-inch brushes. Same company that makes the 4-inch ones. I didn't this was only $10. So you can get some relatively inexpensive brushes, and I don't know how many paintings I can get done with that, but I'll try to get as many done as possible with those brushes before I have to throw them away. So anyway, yeah, so I'm going to be painting with these these 4-inch brushes, and the colors that I'm going to be using is I'm going to be using some sap green and some red ochre, a mixture of sap green and red ochre, and it's going to kind of make like a very dark green that I'm going to apply to the canvas, and that's what I'm going to start with. And I'm also going to be using for my medium to kind of spread that out a little bit is this refined linseed oil. It's a drying oil, so that way the paint will actually start to dry, and I can apply other layers on top of it. So I'm getting a thing here on the computer that my video resolution, the current resolution is 960 by 540, which is not optimal, and I don't really know how I would fix that. So yes, I'm aware I have the 10-second delay. There's I don't see a button on here to make that go away. So I think that's just inherent into the live stream. So the only reason you would know that is because you can actually hear me in real life. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mix the colors that I'm going to be using. And that's going to be the sap green and the red ochre. And I don't know if you can hear that beeping in the background. That is my parrot, Roscoe. And he is a pain in the butt, and he's been making a bunch of noises. And that's why he's up here with me today, so he's not annoying anybody else in the house. So, yeah, so you get to listen to him while we're doing the live stream. In fact, you know what? Let me go get him. So here he is. Here's Roscoe. And we'll put him in front of the... This is Roscoe. Yes, he is a noisy bird. He does a lot of whistles and noises, but you know, he says very few words. Very few words. Very few words. Very. But he does like to talk back. Yeah, I know. He likes to talk back. Yes, and so yeah, he does say. He says. Yeah, you think that's funny? Great. So he mimics a lot of the sounds that I make, and he makes me laugh a lot. Yeah. Yes, you do. Yes. All right, let me go put him back. All right, so that was Roscoe, and now I'm going to put the medium out that I'm going to use here, and I'm not going to use a lot of it. But, I'm going to mix the sap green and the red ochre to make a dark green, and I'm going to be using the 4-inch brush to get that going with. Alright. Sap green. Red ochre. Okay, so I'm just mixing the colors together here. So I have a nice green mixture to work with, a nice dark green. And when I mix the sap green and the red ochre together, If I add titanium white to that, it will gray that out and kind of makes for a nice effect. So I do like that aspect of this mixture. Yeah. Let's continue mixing some sap green in there. I want a bit more green than red. What I like to use for my towel is I like to use the these are like the same towels that you get at the auto store for you know, the auto shop. So these are great towels. I like using these. All right, so yeah. So what I'm thinking is, you know, some tree line here. Maybe some tree line here. Oop. Tighten this up a bit. So basically, this is just a board, like flooring, laminate, or like Luan that you get at the hardware store, and I had it cut into a 2 foot by 3 foot piece, and I got a couple pieces of that. And then what I did is I just took the white gesso, and I put 3 layers of gesso onto the board, and then I just sanded it. So, yeah, so here's finding some more of this in here. I'm thinking I want the trees, so maybe, you know, got some chunks here. I don't know if I'm going to put some bird holes in here. I do want some tree line up here. So yeah, these brushes make for a really nice effect onto the board. You know, as far as because you want a lot of the bristles make some nice effects. You know, for the trees. So. Like I'm thinking some, I don't know, maybe some land right about there. All right, and then, so then we're gonna have like a, I don't know, maybe a pathway here. So there's going to be like a pathway here. So, see how that goes. Like I said, this is just coming off the top of my head here. I'm just trying to make, you know, some trees and some land, and just figuring out how I'm going to make it all work. see, I might put a trunk here. And then this will leave a lot of dark trunks here. So I'm liking these bird holes that I'm putting in here. I think that makes for a nice effect. So I'm gonna have the path going here, I'm thinking. So then this is just gonna be some land here. I don't know if you could hear my bird or not. He's making some noises. Saying his name. Says his name. Say that pretty good, that's for sure. Like I said, I do want a path here. Kind of make some grass. Because the path is going to come like this way and maybe go into here. I don't know if I'll put some water in here or not. Maybe. Probably not a bad idea. You'll have to forgive my silence. Sometimes when I get into my painting, I forget that I should be explaining what I'm doing. So a lot of times I lose myself while I'm painting. And that happens. So yeah, so I do like the way this is. Like I said, I'm gonna so this is, I'm just using the rag, kind of wipe in some color in some area here, and like I said, there's going to be a path. Put that path like right here. This is where I do like these holes here, but I don't know what I'm going to do with those yet. Now, I'm also thinking I might want, so that's going to actually be, I should make that darker because the sky line is here, so that should probably be darker. Although I could have some light coming in behind there, that's a possibility. Yeah, so we'll see what we got here. Put some more tree trunks in there. So if I step back, kind of take a look at what I'm doing here, get a better sense of what I want. So I'm thinking I want that path to come along. So this will be like get hidden behind some brush, some shrubbery here. Put some more things in the distance here. So notice I'm using the side of the brush. I like to use all the different angles of the brush to get different effects. That's kind of what I'm doing here. That path in there. And it's going to disappear behind this ridge here. I'm using the rag to create the different effects that I would like in the painting. So this is going to be, I'd like to have this, I mean, sky's going to be here. I might want some light hitting here, but let me open up that path a little bit more. There we go. Okay. All right. So yeah, so you just crinkle up. What I like to do is I'll just crinkle up the rag, kind of make, you know, different folds and stuff on the rag, and then I can use that for different effects. And I like to do the same thing for the tops of the trees. So I don't know, I'm thinking I would like to have the sun, yeah, maybe, so I'm thinking I have the sun coming in this way. So I would like some lighter aspects on these trees coming from, you know, this direction. Take a look and see how that looks. Get some interest going in this area here. So I don't know, still don't know what I want to do in it. I'm showing some tree trunks, but I don't like the evenness of the tree trunks. I do want some, you know, you never should have like a pattern. So I do want a nice darker trunk here. And then maybe another one here with another one right next to it. And then, of course, this will just be just all dark here. Definitely make this all dark. Yeah, I do like that. I like how that's looking. So I'm going to break into, I got these littler 1-inch brushes here that I think would be really, I could use to make some nice effects. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So yeah, so we got some nice effect in here. Kind of put some separation between these trunks a little bit. Roscoe. So I'm liking that. I like how that looks. It's nice. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's see if we can. Get a nice effect going here. So yeah, don't be afraid to use every side of the brush, and you know, a lot of times these are new brushes, and but they're not great, so they don't have, you know, they're kind of uneven and have some weird edges, and which is perfect for trying to make effects on the painting, and that's something that I really like to do. It always adds interest, and you definitely want to do that. You don't want your painting to be boring. That's the last thing you need. Yeah. So now we got some nice. I'd like to put some grass in here. So, let's see. So now you are understanding. If you can hear my bird, you are beginning to understand exactly why he's up here with me right now, because he is bothering a lot of other people in the household just by, I'm right here in front of him, so it's not that he needs attention. He just likes to make noises. It's what they do. I mean, he's got the brain of a 5-year-old, and that's kind of how they are. So yeah, this brush is making some really nice grassy type effects here. I'm liking. Yeah, so we'll make this path kind of vanish behind some grass here. And I did want some, kind of like a shrubbery here. So maybe I can see if we can. Yeah, I'm like, I love the way it looks. It has a great effect, painting this way. And like I said in some of my previous videos, I really am moving in the direction of a more tonalistic style towards my landscapes. And this is like perfect. The way it looks, it's very soft. It's very moody. So I mean, and from here, I mean, I could make some nice misty effects, and I can change it any way I want. And that's one thing you need to know about when you're oil painting. You can change, any aspect of your painting that you don't like, and don't be afraid to try different things, because I tell you, sometimes you try something and it makes for a really nice effect, and you'll end up keeping it in your painting because it just looks good. Okay. All right, Roscoe. Get a fresh towel here. Yeah, this brush is really making some nice effects. I really like the effects that it's making. Some nice grass effects. Really liking that. Looks good. Kind of makes some. Yeah, I'm liking that. Okay, so I'm liking the effects of the sky, and let's work on the effects in the trees. Like I said, I wanted some lighter highlights in the trees coming from the sun coming from this direction. So let's see how I can make that look. Step back a little bit. So yeah, it's making it look like trees. That's good. That's what we want. Need to mix my colors a bit. I know I want some darker trunks here. And of course they're gonna get lost in the foliage of the trees that are here. And I have another tool here that I do like to use. It's a hair here, so let me bring it up closer. It has a rubberized tip, and it's kind of like a chisel shape. And I like to use that to cut out. It actually removes the paint, so it scrapes it, so I can actually get some really nice effects that way. Get some. You gotta remember, we don't want this. See, this came out too. We don't want things to be perfectly straight. They need to be. So I don't know how this is going to look. Just adding different effects here. So I like how that looks here. Just I don't know if I'm gonna add. I'll add maybe a couple more little strands here. Just kind of gives the effect of some busyness in there. Yeah, I like how that's. Yeah, that's making for a really nice effect. I may add another darker chunk here. Here. So, let me, now if I dab over the top of these lines that I scraped in here, it'll kind of help give the effect that they vanish into whatever foliage is coming from off of these trees. Which is exactly yes, yeah, I like that look right there. That's really nice. And I'm thinking I might want to put some water here. So if I do, let me see. If I put some water here, it's going to be like right. Yeah. Then that gives sense to the path. The path will be heading towards this pond, if you will. That'll be nice. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so the sky. What color do we want to make the sky? I'm thinking, man, I don't know. Probably. Let's see. You know what? I'd like to go with a nice purpley gray color. So why don't we do that? So let's take a look here. What I got. So I'm thinking we could mix. I have ultramarine blue, and I could use the red ochre. Let's see what that looks like. See if we can come up with a purpley color out of that. Okay, so ultramarine blue, the red ochre, and by mixing the red ochre into the ultramarine blue, that'll put some, then I like to keep the consistency of the colors the same, and what that does is it kind of unites, because I have the sap green and the red ochre mixed here, so if I go ultramarine blue and red ochre for the sky, it would kind of unite these colors all together, because the red ochre would be kind of throughout the whole painting. Mix some titanium white in with that color, so it's very dark. Thinking I need some more red in there. Kind of give it that more of a violet type look to it. Yeah, kind of. Kind of like that. And mix in some linseed oil in that, kind of thin it out a bit. Okay, so let's see what we got for color here. So, yes. Now it's going on dark, but I'm going to end up wiping that down with the paper towel, so it won't be this really dark, super dark color. But it does have a purplish hue to it, which is exactly what I'm looking for. So, put it here. And then what I'll end up doing is I'll take a paper towel and I'll end up pushing this green into the sky, kind of make it, soften those edges. And I don't want it to be very dark down here, so I'm going to leave that area light. here. And if you get the green mixed in with the color, that's all right. That's fine. It's not like you have to keep it. You can always go over it. You can't see that. Let me just try to zoom back a little bit on this. There we go. There, so now you can see what I'm working on over here. Just kind of. Working on the sky. So yeah, so there we go. Just pushing the sky, using the paper towel to kind of get it in the, mix it, get it close to the trees. Like I said, I'm going to take my brush and I'll push that green into the sky so it kind of blends in a little bit better. Tighten that down a little bit. Actually, there's a groove here. That'll be a lot better if I hold it in that groove. There we go. So like I said, I wanted to keep it light down by the bottom here. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, I'll kind of then we'll just kind of let it gradually work into a darker color up near here. And that's really not going to matter too much how this ends up looking as far as, you know, because I'm going to add some clouds in here to put some interest in there, but I'm really liking the look on this. Now I just need to mix up some more sap green and some red ochre. Kind of get some of this color going here. Alright, so pick up some paint on my big brush. Just kind of work this green into the sky. It's a very soft effect. Kind of gives the idea that there's some leaves and whatnot, some branches, you know, going in that direction. nice effect over here. For the shrubbery that I put down here, this could be a distant tree, you know, I don't know. Kind of make some nice effects here. I'm gonna step back, take a look. I like it. I like it. Some nice effects with this brush. These 1-inch brushes are great for that. I'm liking it. Kind of make some little okay. So yeah. So let's keep working on the sky. Let's see what we can come up with on that. So I'm thinking for the clouds we want to put in some we want to kind of get a nice effect here. Yeah, something I was told while when you do clouds, your clouds need to go off the canvas. You need to show that your clouds have a life outside of your painting. So it's important that your clouds are bigger than your canvas. Some clouds in there, so now we're just gonna kind of smooth those down. Kind of get them to kind of blend in. Yeah, so that looks good. I like that. Kind of get some white over here into the okay. So yeah, it's looking pretty decent. I like the effect that I'm getting here with that. So let's get some other color in there. So I'm thinking, like I said, I want some light kind of coming from this direction. So there is some green, some light green that I'd like to put here and maybe back here. But I do want to, don't forget, I want to add some water. So we definitely need to put some water in there. So I'm thinking some of the titanium white and the ultramarine blue. Not a lot of it though. Just kind of need it. We need it more, much lighter than that. Kind of add some of that sky color in there. Kind of lighten that up a bit, but make it a bluish, more of a blue. Again. want my water. Right there. Okay. And we can get some of this color here. Okay, so we need to get this nice and dark right here. There we go. Okay, cool. Okay, so the color that I want to use for the, where the lightest part of the, the day is hitting the ground, I want to use that a very light green. So I have this cadmium green, which is like a light green. I'll try that and see how it looks. Let's see here. Use a flat brush. Get some color in here. So I'm just kind of putting it in there. I'm just trying to just tapping it onto the canvas so I can try to get some of the other color mixed in with it, so it kind of makes a gradual transition to this green. So I'm thinking should be able to take this brush and kind of get that to blend together a little bit. It'll make for a nice look. Keep that grass effect. I don't want to lose that. Yeah, I like that. I like how that's going. We'll put more of that in there. And then I want it to kind of gradually convert back into this darker area. Yep, yep. So I see that slightly tapping with my brush to kind of get it to blend in there seems to be working pretty good. And I don't want to lose that darkness that I got up here for that ridge line, you know, before the trees, or the tree, you know, the ground and the trees, the difference between the ground and the trees. I don't want to lose that, but I do want it to gradually move into this lighter green. So yeah, I'm thinking this makes for a nice effect. Keep some darker areas in here. Just kind of So by smacking the towel against the canvas, I'm getting some nice, really nice effects here. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to put some of that green. I definitely want some over here. Definitely need some here. You got to remember with grass, there are different layers. You know, when you look at grass from a distance, you can always see different layers of color. Kind of like, it's not all one color. And that a lot of people make that mistake when they're painting. They'll keep everything one color. They say grass is green. Well, grass is many greens. Many. So you want to put that in your painting. Yeah, I'm liking the way that looks. Make sure we blend that in. Now I'm thinking I want some interest above the water. I don't want it to be just that light area. So I'm thinking maybe we can remember, like I said, there's different layers of grass. If we can get some of that red ochre in there, kind of make a nice little color change in there. Kind of step back, take a look. I like that. I like that effect. Looks great. So we definitely want to put some highlights in the tree area, and I want to stick with this green. I might add some white to it though, just to kind of see how it looks. Let's see, we got so there you go. There's a nice looking effect there. So then I can just kind of hit it with the paper towel. Just kind of get that to blend in with that. So step back, take a look, and that's good. I like it. I like that look. Kind of taking a step back, making sure I'm not losing my original idea here. Very subtle, very subtle. But it's making a very nice effect. Just kind of going in different spots. Just kind of testing it out. And if I don't like it, I can always go back over. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. But yeah, it's really, I like the way it's looking. It's giving the trees a fullness that I really like. I don't want to go too crazy with that highlight. But I do want that highlight over here. Because it will look good here. Maybe here. Very subtle changes. I don't want to get crazy with it. Just enough so you can see a difference. So I'm liking, yeah, I'm really liking that look. You know what? I like this. Maybe I can get some of this here. Let's see. Okay, so how about some color for the path? Maybe, hey, I got an idea. How about some red ochre? Since we're using that for everything. So we can put some red ochre in there. And some white. I don't know, we'll see how that looks. That might be a little too bright. So let's go just red ochre. Yeah, I think that'll work just fine. Okay, so that's looking good. I'm liking it. So I think I'll keep it. But what I need to do is I need to kind of bury this side of the path a little bit. Get some effect. Some grass. Basically, I'm just trying to work the edge of the path so it just doesn't look, so it looks kind of like it naturally belongs on the picture, like it's not painted on the picture. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm liking how that looks. Looks great. Yeah, I love the ethereal effect here. You know, with the white and the dark. I might want to maybe make some of these trunks a little bit more prominent, maybe. You know, maybe a little bit more solid. to put a more defined line on this trunk. Yeah, I like it. I like that. Hmm. Okay. I like that. All right, so I got a like. Is that from Adam? Did Adam give me a like? Adam not talking?
I'm not watching.
Oh, so the like isn't from you. The like is from someone else. Very cool. So yeah, we're just adding some nice effects here. Just kind of working with the brushes a little bit and kind of adding some interest into the painting. I work with all different size brushes, not just the big ones. I like to work with the small ones, but I don't want to get caught up, because this is what can happen. You can get caught up in the details of a painting. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind. So, and I've done it. So you got to be careful. You don't want to. You just got to know when to not get into it. Okay, so it's looking pretty good. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. We can add some more flavor over here. So, yeah, so, oh, P. Beckingham, me. Well, thank you very much, sir. Or ma'am. I can't tell what gender you are on the chat. So I should be careful how I say that. And thank you very much, dear. So again, I'm just adding, going back and just adding interest into the trees, and the best way to do that is always with contrast. Um, I'm liking the values that I have here. It really is setting a mood for this particular painting, and I'm liking the way that looks. So we're both SB students, Paul. Nice. Nice. Oh, Paul. Okay. I know who you are. I've seen your posts on Stefan's group. I posted there as well, but I've seen your posts. You are an exceptional artist, sir, I must say. And yeah, so again, basically what I'm doing is I'm just going in here and I'm just hitting the areas that of interest that I want to put into the painting. And again, like I said, the best way to do that is to use contrast. The effects of light, and that's basically one of the things that will always draw interest to a painting, is the effect of light. And basically that's all it is. You got to remember, everything that you're looking at, I mean, when you put in your values, the only difference that you're going to have after you put in your values is you're going to have your accents and your highlights. And all that is just how light interacts with the object that you are painting. So your accents will always be the darker areas of your subject matter, and your highlights will always be the lighter areas. And depending on your light source is going to depend on where you're going to put those. So again, like I said, in my mind, I see the light source coming from this direction. And so I want to portray that in this painting. So obviously, this side of the objects will always be, have the accents, as opposed to this side, which would have the highlights. Oh, you're loving watching this. Well, thank you very much. I just got a new laptop, so I will be joining on Sunday for the sit-in, the Zoom. I think it's Zoom that you have set up, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Now that I can have the ability to do that with my new laptop. So yeah, basically, once I got everything on and I got the canvas covered, and again, this is for those that don't know, this was a 2-foot by 3-foot board, Luan, that I gessoed, 3 layers, sanded, and so this is a relatively large painting. But once I got all of the color in onto the canvas, I keep calling it canvas, but it's a board. Once I got all the color onto the board, it's almost done at that point. But basically all you're doing now is just putting in little bits and pieces that you or I would like to see. Like this area right here. I don't think I could have painted that any better at this point. It just has a really nice effect right here. And I love it. I just love it. What I'd like to do though is I'd like to make this darker and kind of bring it forward. Maybe if I put some lighter area right in here, that might do that. So let me try that. Oh yes, I'm looking forward to seeing you there as well. I don't know how many people show up for that. I'm guessing it's a good turnout from what I've seen. The responses on uh, the group. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So put some light here. Now, yeah, you see what I'm doing. All I'm doing is I put in my highlight area. I'm going over it with the paper towel to kind of soften that up because you don't want it glaring. You don't want it. This is a tonalistic painting. A lot of soft edges in tonalism, tons. Around 10, yes, I will be there around 10. Yes, and that's Eastern Standard Time, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be great. Thank you on the comment on the background. Thank you very much. Um, can everybody hear me? Okay? Do I sound okay? I can't. I put before I got onto the live stream, I tested it out, and I had a couple different mics to try. So I don't know how loud I'm coming across. I don't know if you're losing me and having to turn up your volume. So yeah, some feedback on that would be great because then I'll just know that this setup is good, and for future live streams, I'll just keep it the same. Sounds good? Yep. Usually get a dozen people on Sundays. Nice. I will be again, like I said, I will be looking forward to that. So you know what? I'm gonna go with the 2-inch or the 1-inch brush on this right here. Kind of make that nice and dark, and kind of give the effects of leaves and branches kind of heading out into the sky here. And I think that'll bring this. I think that'll bring that. So it just pops just a little bit more forward. Yes. And in case anybody's wondering, this is a an idea off of my head, but it's not completely without some form of reference to go by. And George Innes was an um, an aspiration for this particular painting. He does have a painting with a very similar type of composition, but all I did was just looked at that and I took bits and pieces of that composition that I really liked and made them my own. So that's kind of what you're seeing here, a result of that. I can probably ground this right here, this area right here with this nice little clump of So yeah, I step back, take a look, and I'm really liking. This is just coming out much better than I anticipated. So yeah, and like I said, this is the direction I am going to be heading with my landscapes. I'm definitely going to be more of a tonalistic style on my landscapes. I just love the way they look. They just have a really great, just a great look to them. It was a style that was very popular in the early 1900s and is now, I don't know if it's making somewhat of a comeback. It seems to be. I do see a lot more tonalistic style paintings now than I have in the past. But I think if it is coming back, I want to be a part of that resurgence. I definitely want to have a hand in that, and so you never know. You know, it could be the next movement for landscapes, and I would love to have my name associated with that. I would just love it. So yeah, this is working out relatively nicely with the look. And again, like I said, I'm just adding bits and pieces here and there, kind of as I step back and take a look. I like to see, you know, different aspects of it. You know, there is a path here. I chose the red ochre for the color of that path. I'm not 100% sure if I want to leave it that though. I do want to lighten up some areas of it. I'd love to get some yellow ochre in there to mix in there with it. I think that would be a stellar idea. Just a stellar idea. Just in case you're wondering, I'm just over here. I got all of my paint shoved into this container here, and I'm just trying to go through it to find the color that I'm looking for, which would be yellow ochre. I know I have a big tube of it, and I'm just not seeing it. Hello, yellow ochre, where are you? Where did you go? So just bear with me 1 second while I try to find my yellow ochre, which I am not finding. Where is it? You know, isn't that the way it always is? You know, I had all my paints out. I had everything ready that I needed. And the one time that I need to find a particular color, it is suddenly not where I left it. I found it. Yellow ochre. I like to use Gamblin for a lot of the bigger tubes. It's a good price. Great oil paints. I love them. I am not dedicated to any one particular brand of paint. As long as it's a professional grade, I do not have an issue with what brand it is. I've got Winsor & Newton, I've got Gamblin, I've got oh man, I got tons. I got Williamsburg. I've got the Michael Harding, you know. So I got a bunch of different kinds of oil paints. Yes, this is what it needed. It needed this. now I'm beginning to like this path a little bit better. It's amazing, just you add a little bit of something and it can really just change the whole outlook of your painting. Yeah, so that's a little bit better. I'm liking it. You know what? I'm liking this yellow ochre. Thinking it could work in some other areas here. Yeah, that looks great. I like it. Just a touch here and there. Not a lot. You don't gotta remember this. Just kind of keep things to a minimum. You don't want to ruin. Sometimes too much of a good thing definitely ruin a painting. You don't want that. But I do have some other. So get some pure sap green in here in some places. Because like I said, this is a mixture for if anybody missed it. This is a mixture of sap green and red ochre. So I definitely want to get some sap green, some pure sap green in here places. Just kind of get some touches of color. Yeah. Man, we're just about done here. This is just this really came out. This came out great, and in a shorter period of time than I had really expected. So, yeah, I mean, we started at 5. It's almost 7. I mean, 2 hours for a painting. That's not bad. Not bad at all. I'm liking that. So I wish they all went like that. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just take a lot longer. And it's not to say that I'm not going to come back and continue working on this painting. Yeah, let this dry. You know, like I might add some more interest. Well, definitely. Now that I'm looking at it, I'll definitely be adding some more interest into the sky area. I'm loving the clouds. Those look great. But maybe a little bit of contrast. Give it some interest. So yeah, get some darker areas in there. But I'm gonna let this dry a little bit before I make an attempt to really kind of maybe just kind of take a look at the painting for a while, stare at it, come up with some ideas. But I'm really liking, you know, I love the effect through here through the trees. Some of the I love the white and the dark trunks standing out. This part here, I'm definitely going to keep this right here because this just looks great. Just not, you know, I'm definitely happy with that. So I won't change that at all. That looks great. Yeah, I love the effect. So, yeah. Hey, this has been great. I'm definitely going to be doing this again. But like I said, in the beginning, anybody that was not present at the beginning of the live stream, I do want to uh, work on having live streams. I want to do some paintings from the masters. Definitely some more. Definitely want to do some George Innes, but some Rembrandt, Vermeer, and like I said, I'm going to stay true to the um, the size of the painting, true to the colors that are used, that were used by the masters in those paintings. I want to do some Sargent, and he did do some, other than portraiture, he did do some landscapes, he did some other stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And I so that's what I want to do in the live streams. I want to have I want to go through the setup. What did those artists use in those paintings to make those paintings successful, and then try to duplicate that. I don't necessarily know if I can duplicate that, but it would be so much fun trying to attempt it. So I think that's what we're gonna do for a future live stream. So the next live stream, I'll have that all set up, and looking forward to that. This has been awesome. I've enjoyed doing this. I enjoyed doing this painting. It was great. I thank everybody for being here, and Paul. Oh yeah. Yeah, the rubber tip. Yep, that's. I have to. I have to give kudos to our buddy Stefan. He is the one that introduced the rubber tip to me when he was doing a landscape. I have incorporated into my landscapes. It is a very resourceful tool, and I love using it. It makes great trunks. Great for forest scenes, and there's probably a ton of other wonderful things that it does that I haven't discovered yet. So yeah. So definitely, if you can get a hold of one of those. I don't. Oh, we were in Italy when I picked it up, so. But I think I've seen them at various art stores. I know you can buy them online. So, I mean, if you needed to get one, that's definitely the way to go. Online. Everything's online, especially nowadays. So yeah, I think we're done with this for now. Again, thank you everybody for showing up and being here with me. I'm looking forward to doing this again, and until next time, bye.